this segment right here that we're taking to, and we had Pooh on here earlier. I got my cousin Jamie on here now. Is about the Florida State football program and how I personally feel like they are an embarrassment to college football. Reason number one, I'm gonna get my reasons. It's fair if I get my reasons right. That's cool, right?
Go ahead,
Okay,
shoot.
okay. I'm good, right? Huh? I,
Gravy,
I'm good.
gravy.
You sure? Okay. Uh, Reason number one: players opting out. To me, there's no loyalty to not even the school or your fan base, your fans, to those other players who did decide to play. To me, by opting out and taking another route, you're selling those boys out who did decide they want to weather the storm and play the game. And you show no school pride, no Seminole pride. I mean, like who isn't like Warwick Dunn or somebody a famous Seminole? I mean, Dion, like who are some of the famous Seminoles? And I know deep down in their heart,
Warwick Dunn, Deion
Dion.
Sanders,
Yeah, I know,
Brooks,
man. I know them folks.
Brooks
Listen, cuz, and
played linebacker.
them folks would have not have laid down on a game like that. I mean, it wouldn't have happened. So I feel like another thing that I feel like that with by not playing or not being up to par for the competition, you prove the CFP right. You can say that they didn't have their starters. You can say that people opted out, but the same thing, they still got an ass whooping. Georgia had literally start putting in the damn water boy and a male cheerleader because they couldn't put nobody else in. I think they had four different quarterbacks to play the game. They had a wide receiver play quarterback. I think one play. I mean, they literally was doing everything they could to make the game competitive, and Florida State still could not compete. And lastly, Georgia let up. Well, I just said that Georgia took their foot off the gas by putting other players. Not to mention, at one point in the game, all you heard was redshirt freshmen, redshirt freshmen. It was freshmen in that game whooping ass against whoever was out there for the Florida State Seminoles. So with that being said, I'm glad they got that ass right. The CFP got it right. In my opinion, it was their choice not to play. Did nobody tell you? Well, I think behind. Let me say this. I think behind closed doors, I think it was a consensus for them not to play. I think it was a conspiracy. Like, hey, these certain players, kind of like a protest. But remember, when other players were protesting and kneeling, the theory was, hey, shut up and play ball. You remember everybody was saying that. Stop being political. Stop putting politics in sports, or being political, or trying to make it whatever. Shut up and play ball. Same thing here. Hey, you didn't make it, so what? Wipe your ass, pull your panties up, and let's get out there on the field and play ball. So, I'm
Okay.
about to let you have the floor, cuz, and
All right.
you let me know how you feel,
First of
man.
all, first of all, they didn't prove the college football world that they didn't deserve to be in the top four. They didn't prove that. When you have 20 players opt out, 20 players, 20 of your starters opt out, even your second string quarterback opted out. I don't think it was a political protest to say they got robbed. I think it was the university didn't want them to play, but I also think it was a way of saying this right here. We're gonna get this bag for this bowl game, and we're gonna show you we don't give a damn about what the hell you think. Go ahead, take the win. We're gonna get this money still, and we're gonna show y'all, fuck y'all. We don't care. And we still gonna get this bag. And that's what the university did. Because all they was doing was getting the university money for the bowl game appearance. They proved that they didn't want to play by letting it be such a lopsided win. When you got I forgot number 6, the defensive end. He's projected to be a top 10 pick. Then you have the other side of the coin too. Why am I paying in a meaningless game for my whole college career? I've been chasing this dream to get a national championship. And then they robbed me of this game, this robbed me of this opportunity. So why would I play in this meaningless game? There's a guy named
I got an
Jake
answer
Butts.
for that. Hold on, I got an answer for
Hold on,
that.
hold on.
Go ahead,
Here's
go
the
ahead.
question. They had a guy named Jake Butts who played for Michigan when Michigan played Florida State in 2015, who got hurt and hurt his hip during the football game. He lost his draft stock went from a first rounder all the way to a fourth rounder. So would I jeopardize my whole NFL career for a meaningless game where I don't get a national championship in a game to where you're saying school pride, to where I still got pride for my school, but the school didn't rob me. The college football world robbed me of my opportunity to get into that position. So I'm like, fuck all y'all. So therefore, I'm chasing this bag, just like the university decided to chase this bag and make us go to this bowl game. But we're gonna have a good time doing all the activities, but we ain't gonna play. So on top of that, then you have to look at the whole. You have to look at the whole thing of the probability of these guys are professionals, and the whole thing has changed since Deion Sanders, since Warwick Dunn played, to whereas it's all about money. And this is the reason I also think that they're moving the bowl championship series to 12 teams because after the four cut, nobody wants to play. A lot of players are opting out. So if these kids still think they can chase a dream and have hope to win a national championship, and they all the way at the 10th spot, and they're probably not going to win it, but they still have that opportunity to think that, then most of them are going to opt to play. Because you got to look at the whole spectrum. You think really Missouri really deserved to beat Ohio State when Marvin Harrison Jr. sat out and the other wide receiver sat out? Come on, dog. And they started linebacker? It wouldn't have been that way. The only true game we probably seen with both teams playing was probably the best game so far was Kentucky playing Clemson when all the two players decided to play. Go ahead.
And shout out to both of those teams, and shout out to those players for Kentucky and Clemson. One's in the SEC and one's in that same conference as the Seminoles, the
ACC.
ACC. And shout out to them for being the example. Okay, you said why play? Well, one reason you do want to play if you're Florida State, unless you're that number one guy, and I think that their quarterback, the one that was injured, I think he's going to be a first rounder. But you got some seniors and some other guys who need to get the look. Where better to get a look than playing against a top-notch team? If you go out there and you ball against Georgia, guess what? You got NFL scouts watching that game. You're on the big stage. You're on TV. Everybody wants to be on TV for everybody to see you. They got their ass whipped on TV. They looked embarrassing on TV. If you was somebody trying to get a look out there, you look. Hold on, I ain't got y'all cut. You
Go ahead.
look bad out there versus them coming together say, hey guys, we might not be going to the big dance, but we got a big platform. At the end of the day, it's not the CFP championship, but it's still a big platform against a top-notch team. If we go out here and we kick some ass, it's going to be a good look for all participants, not to mention our school, but it's going to be a good look for us too. So I think that they royally dropped the ball. I can't players are like and don't take. I'm not trying to say this the wrong way, but players are like worker bees. The coach is the queen bee, not no gender thrown outside because we know the queen bee runs stuff. But that's how the coaches are and the athletic director. They run stuff. Everybody else just a worker bee. So I can't for the life of me believe that all those players opt out without some kind of gesture or comment from that team. But I'm tell you who didn't cop out or who didn't opt out, the Georgia Bulldogs. The Georgia Bulldogs came to play and they wasn't gonna change what they did because Florida State had a problem. Guess what? Georgia felt that they should have been in the top four. Georgia felt like they were still one of the best four teams in the nation. But know what? They didn't cry about it. They came up, showed up, and they whooped ass with one of the highest, matter of fact, the highest point spread in a bowl game ever. They had the record last year against TCU. They broke the record on the Florida State Seminoles.
Okay.
There you go.
Point proved. This is the point I'm about to make. Why?
You like that, though, there you could.
Why? Why? I'm gonna be real with you. Sean gonna hate this terribly.
Uh-oh.
Alabama.
He say he gonna hate it.
Yeah, Pooh ain't it. Georgia always been Alabama little brother. Georgia just came into prominence within 4 years ago, man. Before that, they was going on Hosha Rocker shit. Come on. Georgia has always Georgia been always been able to put out good athletes.
Facts.
Garrison Hurst, Chubbs. They've been always able to put out good running backs.
Todd
They
Gurley.
always been able to put out Champ Bailey's good cornerbacks, but they never could put the whole
Good
puzzle
athletes.
together. Georgia never had a legacy like Alabama has had a legacy.
Wow.
So that's a whole other subject.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm
He
saying?
is gonna be mad when he hear that, bud.
And Georgia's on the same level as Georgia and Auburn on the same level. Alabama. I'm gonna be real with you. When you think of college football royalty, when you think of it,
Royalty.
you think of college football royalty.
Uh huh.
What do you think of?
What do you mean? Come on. Okay.
Five teams you're gonna
Bama.
think of when
Hold
you
up.
go college
Bama.
football.
Bama.
Hmm?
Michigan.
Okay,
Notre Dame.
there you go.
And
USC,
USC. Yeah. I get what you're going.
Ohio State.
Ohio State. And you can throw Miami in there too, man. The U. You gotta throw the
You
U
can
in there.
throw Miami.
And even
You
they
don't
got
you don't
old
you don't
legacy.
think it.
It's old legacy, but they just changed college football.
They're the cream. They're the cream of the crop.
Yeah, so I understand what you're saying. You said that to say
Okay.
about Georgia. Just say, I mean, we were talking about Florida State. How you throwing that back to Georgia?
They knew to it. So my whole thing is that I see what Kirby Smart is trying to build and what he's doing with them all playing.
Uh huh.
For
Exactly.
Florida State, Florida State, I'm gonna make this analogy right here with Florida State.
Okay, you bringing it back.
Okay, if you was in high school and you going to the prom
Hmm.
and the prettiest smartest girl in the school shot you down for another cat, but you still taking the prettiest girl, but she's a slut, and you get to take the slut, but she's pretty and fine. You gonna have a good picture hanging on your on your grandmama TV, but she's still that slut. You ain't taking the one you want. So Florida State didn't want that slut, and they were like, you know what? I'm not even going. We
We
gonna
ain't
go to the
going to the
prom.
prom. See,
Yeah,
okay, cuz what you doing is you making
and that's the analogy they
excuses for
took.
them, cuz, and all your
I'm not
excuses.
making
And I mean,
excuses.
hold,
I'm just
you're
looking at
right.
it. I'm
No,
looking
you
at it.
looking at it. You looking at it for what happened. I get it, but
I'm looking at it from the point of what everybody. Prime example. Do you think anybody in their damn right mind betted for Florida State on that game? Who would be
I,
a fool?
okay, hold on. I bet you this, cuz. I bet you somebody bet it with that 21-point spread. Somebody would probably
No,
like, you know
no,
what?
no,
Listen,
not
cuz.
not
Somebody was like, you
with
know
a
what? They're gonna
third.
beat them,
Listen,
man. But you know,
listen, listen,
I'm telling you,
listen.
somebody
No,
could.
with a third string quarterback who ain't got no play, who couldn't put no points up against Louisville, with 20 of your starters sitting out, who in a right rabbit ass mind would bet on that game?
I'm
A
saying,
fool. Ain't
of
nobody
course you're gonna bet for
nobody bet
Georgia.
on that game.
But the
I'm gonna
point
tell you
spread
this
was
too.
21.
When
Somebody
you
took that
said
21.
you made the analogy and said
Somebody took that
no,
21. The
no,
thing
they
is,
probably bet. You know what?
thing is, check this out. Thing is, they had a choice. They had a choice.
Everybody got a
Just like
choice.
Georgia,
But
exactly.
my
Just
whole
like
thing
Georgia had a
is,
choice, Florida State had a choice. They chose to lay
I'm asking this
down.
question right here, right?
So
Answer this
it should
question.
be okay. They should be free
I'm
game
asking
for us
I'm
to
asking this one
criticize
question.
for
We
laying
all
down. Kentucky didn't
I'm
lay
asking this
down.
question.
Clemson didn't lay down. Georgia didn't lay
Listen,
down.
my
Ole
whole
Miss didn't
thing is
lay
that
down. They
look,
ain't playing
my
in the
whole
big
thing
dance.
is I'm gonna tell you this right here, right? Of my whole thing. And you said a good analogy when you said that the coach is the queen bee and the players are the worker bees. And that was a good analogy. So when you use that same analogy to the Florida State side, and when Florida State coaches also feel slighted and they got fucked over, then it's like fuck all y'all.
That's what it.
Even the administration feel that. And the administration like, you know what, we gonna take this bag, but now y'all ain't gotta play. Y'all go down there and have fun and chill out. And you also use the same analogy by saying that Georgia put in a water boy their third string. That's who Florida State had, Florida State used to be a girls' school, right?
I
You
didn't
know
know
that,
that.
right?
I didn't know that.
In the 50s used to be a girl college.
Uh
They went right back to their roots and
huh.
had some girls lined up on that field because
Teeing
they
off.
didn't care. They didn't care.
They was an embarrassment, cuz.
No. It wasn't an embarrassment
Yes, it was.
because
Did you watch the
it
game?
wasn't because they didn't. Because my whole thing is that
Did you watch the
they
game?
really
Cuz it was
showed
ugly.
the opposite. They really showed the. Did you watch the sideline where they were laughing? They weren't even playing. When you playing basketball, right? And when you and when we were little, and we wondered why our uncles, we were little, and our uncles didn't really want to play with us,
Mm-hmm.
and they decided when we got older they wanted to run basketball with us.
Uh
It was a
huh.
level of competition. So
Oh, that what it was.
Georgia, Georgia knew. It put it this way: when you beat up on a little kid, when you a bully and you beating up on somebody you know you can beat up on,
Uh huh.
Georgia just took fullest advantage of beating up on some third and fourth string players. They didn't care who they were playing against. Florida State didn't care who they were sending out.
Florida State
They
didn't care
didn't
about the
play.
consequences. Is that safe to say?
No, 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 no. They knew the
They
consequences.
ain't going to
They knew they
bruh,
were going to get.
cause they did not think that they were going to be a 65-3, man.
Dude, when you when you
They
got
didn't expect that. Them boys were looking like some
cuz
mullets
listen to
on
this.
the side of that
Listen,
sideline.
listen to
They
this.
couldn't get. They
Listen
was
to
like,
this.
can't get
When
right,
you have
can't get right.
20, listen, it's 24. Listen, how many men on the field? It's 22 players on the field, right?
22 players.
11, right? 20 of your starters opt out, man. 20.
Yeah, man.
Come on. You knew what you was getting. I
Yeah,
didn't even watch the game. My son, John's a big Florida State fan. He ain't even watched the game. They flew out to Houston, him and his homeboy, for their birthday. They ain't even watch it.
they ain't
They
even
knew
watch it.
the outcome. Everybody knew the outcome. You knew it was gonna be a thrashing.
Uh,
It was purposeless.
I think we got to put more emphasis on Florida State laying down.
You said that they did a service to their university and this and this. I can partially a disservice. I can partially agree with you,
Yeah, for the
and I can
legacy, man. Cause,
partially
cause you
say,
got you got some people who ball out and they like, hey man, you know, regardless of that other top bowl, we Seminoles, man, and they got legacy and pride in the
but
Seminole.
I agree.
That's this new that's
But a
this
lot
new
of it.
type of
But listen to
that
this.
new type of football.
I think I think a lot of this is the part that I'm trying to say. I think the fan bases went with what the players were doing. When you got your state senator and all that trying to sue the college football people and all that, they didn't want that game. I think the fan bases rolled with them sitting out. Do you know that they wanted not to go to the game? They wanted to boycott it. So I
Mm.
think the whole Florida State Seminole Nation didn't want to be there.
Hey, bro,
You get what I'm saying?
I understand perfectly what you're saying, and
Because the way,
once again, it's a protest. Going off
yeah,
what you're saying, that's their way of protesting the CFP's decision not to put them in the top four.
it was a way, it was a
His
way
way
of
of
protesting,
protesting.
but it was also a
Like
way.
we gonna
Now
get
I'm
the
asking you a
bag, we
question
gonna
right here, right?
show up, we gonna get the bag, we gonna show up, but we gonna
There
give
you
y'all
go.
a shitty game.
There you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but
There you
once
go.
again, I get it. But what I'm saying is
Now for the entertainment
what they
factor,
should have
for
done
the
exactly,
fans,
because you got
now
those
for us as
scouts, you
fans,
got head
for us
coaches,
as fans,
you got
for us
not
as
even just as fan. Like I said, if you a kid, you playing, you trying to get to the next level. You got scouts watching this game. You got head coaches watching this
nah,
game. You want
that
to man?
game,
Yeah.
bowl games.
Well, let's know
I'm
what.
gonna tell you this right here, right?
Well, let's pull.
Prime
Hold
example.
on. We gonna see because that thing. I know the thing about the cut off, but we gonna see if we can pull up the ratings. It was the Orange Bowl,
Okay, while
right?
you pulling that up,
Was it the
while
Orange?
you pulling that up,
There you go. I got you. Is it the Orange Bowl,
while you
right?
pulling that up, while you pulling it up, we all know as football fans that the bowl games and the
Damn, my
games through
phone
the
went
season do affect
dead.
your draft status. But prime example is another Florida boy who showed out, who was under the radar in the draft. But we all know what's the key in that draft is what? Them combines.
Yeah, the
And that was
combine,
Florida's
but your
quarterback.
film too though. How you look?
Hold on. Now, the Gators quarterback showed out so hard in the combines. What did he move his draft stock
Yeah.
to?
You talking about the kid last year?
Yes.
I remember. What's his
And where
name?
he at now? Until he got hurt. He's the starting quarterback for the Indianapolis
Yeah, for the
Colts.
Colts.
So the draft is all made at that combine. When Deion Sanders went to the combine, borrowed somebody else's track shoes, and ran a subpar 4.140 and left and signed his ticket. Or you can go to the extreme when Tony Mandrich, they call him the biggest big waist, was at Michigan State, not Michigan Wolverines, Michigan State Spartan, number 77. When he came out in the draft and he did all this and this accolades, and they automatically said, what? He on steroids. Ain't nobody can actually do this. Everything is found out at that combine. When when Ray Lewis said that he felt like a slave when they did the body percentage fat, when they tell you to take your clothes off and they looking at you like you a buck, they examine you to that point. It's all a business in the market. So with these dudes at Florida State opting to sit out that game, and I'm gonna tell you this right here, and me and your uncle talked about it, and we both know which race sat out that game on. Was it black boys or the white boys? Who chasing that bag hard?
You already know who chasing the bag harder.
Exactly. We gonna sit out. We like, man, we ain't studying this shit. We trying to get this. We trying to get to the next level.
Oh, that's true,
The,
but
them
but that
white
doesn't
dudes,
make it
no,
right.
them white dudes know they can go sell insurance or go work at a construction company and make 180,000 a year. We ain't got that same luxury. Other than Marvin Harris,
Understood still doesn't make it right in my opinion. I still feel
hey,
like,
I can.
hey,
It
you're a
doesn't make it
football
right.
player.
It
This is
doesn't
what
make
we
it right
do. We
in
show
your
up.
eyes.
We give it all we got. Win, lose, or draw. It's like a soldier. I want for those kids that were out there battling their heart, out, getting teed off on by them
All right,
Bulldogs.
okay,
I
I
feel
got you.
sorry for them because they
I
had
agree.
heart.
Let me ask you a
They
question.
still went out there, and y'all let y'all
I
other
agree.
teammates down, man. Cause them boys still know what. If that's the case, then cuz know what they should have did. They shouldn't have played the damn game. It should have been like, you know what?
I got a
No, no,
perfect.
no, no, no,
I
no.
got a
Because
perfect
they're
analogy
not
for you.
broke. Hold on. They're not broke, cuz. They should have been like, you know what? We're not playing the game. You don't go out there.
All
You
right.
send those other kids out there, battling their hearts out, doing their best, and getting, like I say, man, getting mobbed the line. The people on the D line were just getting killed. The O line was getting killed. And they don't even have a backup because nobody else is playing. So they got to play damn near like Iron Man football. But them boys right there who had the guts to play, they are the MVP in my book because they knew what was happening. It's like going in battle World War II, the beaches of Omaha. You know you about to get sniped out, but you still get off that goddamn motherfucking boat
Well,
knowing you
this.
about to get hit with a hot
All
one.
right,
That's how they
hold
knew
on.
Georgia was
A
finna do 'em.
better